What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video I'll be showing you step by step on how to create a sketch illustration of Link from The Legend of Zelda. Now the first thing I'm going to do is start at the top of my page and sketch in an oval. So I'm going to use the side edge of my pencil, starting at the very top right in the middle. I'm going to work our way around towards the side of the oval and then come down towards the bottom. And we just work our way around in the opposite direction. Now I find it a lot easier to sketch an oval using these short choppy lines rather than trying to create this oval with one continuous line. Now let's split this oval in half. Starting from the very top, we'll sketch a line coming all the way down and go all the way down towards the bottom of our page. Let's divide our oval going across from left to right, so right in the center. Now I want to mark the halfway point between the outside of the oval towards that center. So right here, I'm just going to draw a little line going across, and we'll do the same thing on the right. And then from this point, we're going to sketch in a circle for the eye. Going all the way around, and then back up. And we'll line this up on the right and do the same thing. I want to come down to the same height. We're just going to lightly shade these circles in. Let's draw on the top edge of the eyelid. So we're going to move out towards the left, we're going to curve up towards the top of the eye, and then back down on the inside. And we'll do the same thing on the right, going up, and then back down. And then we'll move down and draw on the lower eyelid. Starting over on the left, we're going to curve down, and then up with a short curve. And you can see that we're not connecting the top and bottom. Now we're going to find the halfway point between the center and the bottom of the oval. So right here we're going to draw a short line going across for the nose. We're just going to curve this up and out towards the right. Now we're going to move down and draw on the mouth. So we're going to have this mouth open. So we start over on the right, we're going to curve across and just pull it down a little bit lower on the left. From the left corner of the mouth, I'm going to curve down and in towards the right. And we'll curve across and then back up. So again, this is coming down below that oval. We can reshape the head a little bit later. Let's go back to the top. We're going to come in, curve down and out towards the bottom of the mouth. And we're just going to draw a line going across the top for the teeth. Let's go back to the left. We're going to curve across and then down towards the bottom of the mouth. And then we'll lightly shade the inside of the mouth. Let's move back up and draw on the eyebrows. On the inside of the left eye, we're going to step in, draw an angled line going up above the eye. And we'll do the same thing on the right side, just touching the edge of the eye. And then on the inside, we're just going to angle up and in with a short line. Let's go back to the top and draw a short line coming down and out. Now we're going to go in and thicken up the eyebrows. Starting back on the end, we're going to taper this up and in. Now we're going to follow that same angled line coming down and in towards that frown line. And then we're going to lightly shade the eyebrows. Now we're going to move back down and square out the lower jaw. So underneath the mouth, we're going to draw a curve from left to right, just going underneath the mouth. Doesn't really matter how far we go out. Just going across. Now going back to the left side, we're going to curve down and in. We're just going to round up the jaw. Just pulling that in. We'll do the same thing on the right. Going down and in, and then just rounding this out. Now let's draw on the hair. From this point in the eyebrow, we're going to step up towards the top of the oval. We're going to curve down and across towards the left. In behind the left eyebrow, and then out. Now I'm going to start from this point again. We're going to curve up and in towards the top of the oval. Now from this point in the hair, we're going to step up, curve out and up. And then we're going to go back out to the outside. We're going to taper this up and in. Go up towards the top of the head. We'll round out the hair and then pull this down towards the original starting point. Going around and then down. From that same point, we're going to step down, curve out, and down towards the side of the oval, towards the side of the head. And then from here again, we're going to step up, curve out the side of the hair, and then pull that in towards the side of the head. Now we want to extend the hair coming down the side of the head. Starting on the left side, we're going to step out, curve down and out. We're going to round this out and just pull that back in. Now we're going to taper this back up in behind the head. So going out and up, and then pulling this in behind the head. Let's go to the right side. We're going to step up, round this out, come down and in. And we're just going to taper that back up underneath the head. And then we'll move to the side and add in the ears. We'll start on the left side. We'll draw a straight angled line going up and then out. We'll line this up on the right and do the same thing. And then from the end, I'm going to curve down and then in behind the hair. Now we're going to tuck the hat in behind the head. Starting from the side of the head, we're going to step up above the hair, curve up and in towards the middle. And then from here, we're just going to bend this down and out towards the left, to right about there. Now we're going to move over towards the left, just in line with the side of the head, go up above the hair, curve up, and then in with a short line. And then we're going to tuck the tip of the hat in behind the head. So from here, we're just going to taper this up and then in. Now we're going to move down and block out the rest of the body. Let's start with the upper torso. Starting over on the left side, underneath the head, we'll draw a straight line coming down. We're basically drawing a rectangle. Go towards the right, and draw another line. Let's close off the bottom with a straight line. Now let's draw in the lower torso. From the left hip, we'll curve down and then up. It's almost like drawing a half circle. Then we'll draw the inside socket of the legs, leaving a gap in the center. Go to the left side, curve up and out towards the left hip. Go to the right, and we'll do the same thing. And then from the center of that socket, we're going to draw a straight angle line coming down and out towards the knee. Just going to draw a small circle right at the edge of the kneecap, and then draw a straight line coming down towards the bottom of the foot. Now the right leg is going to be kicked out at an angle. So let's take the bottom of this foot on the left, draw a straight line going across. And we'll line up the bottom of the feet. And then we'll go to the center of the socket on the right, draw an angled line coming down and out towards that bottom line. Now we want to go about halfway along the leg and draw another small circle for the knee. Now we're going to go in and add some thickness to the legs. Starting from the left hip, we're going to curve out and then down just beside the knee. Then we're going to come straight down towards the bottom. Let's go to the right hip. We'll draw a straight angled line coming all the way down towards that bottom line. Then we'll go to the inside of the leg. From here, we're going to draw a straight angled line coming down, just following that same angled line of the bone, coming down towards the knee. We'll go all the way down towards the bottom line. And we'll go to the right side, draw a straight angled line coming down towards the bottom. And then we'll block in the tip of the foot. From the outside of the leg, we're going to step out, and curve up, and then down, just on the inside of the heel. Do the same thing on the right. Up, and then extending this beyond the side of the leg. Now we're going to be drawing Link holding the shield on the left side and then holding the sword on the right. So let's start with the shield first. We're going to start with the top edge. Starting on the left, we're going to curve up and then down just across the body. Now we're going to find the center point, draw a straight line coming down towards the bottom of the shield, just up above the leg. Let's go back to the outside. We're going to curve down and then in towards that center bottom point. It's okay if we cross over the leg and the body. And then we're going to draw the outside of the arm. Starting from the top of the body, we're going to curve out and down in behind the shield. Now let's move over to the right. Starting from the top of the body, we're going to angle the arm coming down with a straight line right down towards the wrist. And then right here, we're going to sketch in a circle for the hand. Now we want to draw the angle of the sword going out just in behind the head. So we start down here and draw a straight angled line going up, overlapping the hand and up towards the tip of the sword. Let's add some detail to the hand. Starting from the wrist, we're going to curve up and around. I'm just going to pull this up towards the inside of the thumb. Let's add the palm. Just curving down and in. Now we're going to draw 3 fingers. Starting up here, we're going to draw an oval just on the side of the thumb. I'm going to pull the 2 other fingers in. Starting about halfway along this oval, we're going to curve around and we'll tuck that in behind the thumb. Do that one more time. And then from the bottom of this finger, we're just going to pull this around towards the wrist. Let's go back up to the top. I'm just going to angle this out towards the base of the palm. I'm going to move down and draw the bottom of the arm coming in towards the hand. And then we'll draw the hilt of the sword going across, straight line. Do that twice. And we'll close off the ends. Now this handle is going to go in behind the hand, behind the fingers. We'll just extend it down below. We'll round out the bottom. Let's go back up to the top of the sword. We're going to angle out towards each side, that center line. And then we're just going to taper this back in towards the hilt. So it gets narrower as it comes in towards this hilt. Now the tunic crosses over the thighs. So we start over on the left side. We're going to curve down and then up on the right. And we'll move up and draw in a circle for the belt buckle, right in the middle. And then from the sides, we're going to draw a straight line going out to the top of the belt. Let's block in the collar. Right in the center, we're going to angle up and out towards the left, underneath the head, and then the right. And then in the center, we're going to draw a straight line going across. Okay, so we've got the building blocks of our character. Let's go in and start erasing out some of the initial guidelines. And now that we got a clean sketch of our character, I'm going to go back in with the tip of my pencil and start darkening up the contours of the lines. And to prevent my hand from smudging my drawing, I'm going to use a separate piece of paper just underneath. You can see that I'm also going to be adding a little bit more detail as I go. So adding a few more hair bangs along the bottom. And with the inside of the mouth, I want to shade this so it's a little bit darker in the back than it is in the front. Now every so often it's a good idea to step back and just take a look at your overall drawing to make sure that the proportions are correct. And if you want to make some adjustments, it's always easier to do that now before we do the shading. Now go back in and erase some of these sketch lines before we get into the shading. Now to begin the shading, I want to separate out the different tones of the character. So we're going to start with the belt first. So this is a darker area. So we're going with the side edge of my pencil. Just lightly darken that up. This is probably the darkest tone of our drawing, so we can go pretty dark with this area along the belt. And then we'll go in with a slightly lighter shade for the boots. And then we'll go in with an even lighter shade for the hat and the tunic. And then we'll go in and add the various tones of the sword. And now we're going to go in and add some light and shadow to the character. I always like to imagine that the lights come from the top left across our character, so the highlights will sit on the top, casting a shadow along the bottom edges. Now you can see with the shading that I've done on the hat, you see the highlight along the top edge where the light would be, that casts a shadow along the bottom edge and along the right side. And now this hair is going to cast a shadow along the top edge of the head. And we're just going to feather that out as it comes down. And now I'll go in and start adding some detail to the shield. And as we get closer to the end of the drawing, we're going to continue to add some more detail and darken up the contrast of the shadows. And there we have it. There's a sketch illustration of Link from The Legend of Zelda. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and if you did, please give this video a like and check out my other sketch tutorials down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.